truth girl. Who qualifies her to put a work on these people?
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Mickey Truth, aka the Queen of Paperwork, and I am back with another video. As always, all information contained in this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. All information used in this video is per the Fair Use Act, and any conclusion that you draw is on you, not me. So let's get it. Truth team, happy Sunday, man. I hope y'all had a great weekend. I hope y'all get y'all some rest today. This video here, we're going to shed a little light on right to a fair trial. Regardless of your feelings with any crime, that's the law of the land, okay? That's the constitutional right of every individual is a right to a fair trial. So let's get into it and see if we can find it from the YNW Melly and YNW Bortlen standpoint in the double homicide case that they're facing. Let's take a look. Now, is YNW Bortlen a witness or a suspect? One thing that stood out to me in Detective Moretti's deposition is that Bortlen's attorney questions him on if Bortlen was Mirandized or not. Now, according to Moretti, Bortlen was just a victim at the time. You know, they didn't know anything to say otherwise at that moment, okay? However, when they started picking through his story that he originally gave, that's recorded, they played at the first trial, then they started like building their case around poking holes in Bortlen's story. Any warrant or probable cause document on Bortlen's side of the case or Melly's side of the case is always going to reference back to Bortlen's original statement. Now I ask you, does it matter or is it legal for a victim statement, which Detective Moretti stated that's what it was, a victim statement, being used against that victim if they later turn into a suspect? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the chat. Now, ASA Bradley stated in 2019 at Bortlen's Arthur hearing that cell evidence is the biggest part of this case. Now, what comes to mind for me is Bortlen allegedly didn't have a phone according to the state's theory. And that's on page 5, okay, of the Arthur hearing transcript. For those who are already members of my Patreon, you have access to that. If you are not a member, make sure you go join. The link is in my bio, all right? Now, so I'm sitting here like, okay, we have a cell phone-based case. As far as evidence, one of the co-defendants allegedly didn't have a phone. So, in my mind, like, so all the evidence is going to point to the other co-defendant. In my mind, right? Let's keep going. One thing, let's just get out of the way, that's undisputed, is Bortlen is the driver of the Jeep Compass on the studio video and the hospital ER video. Neither side from any document I have seen ever disputed that, okay? Now, ASA Bradley calls YNW Melly the shooter in this case. Okay, this is in 2019. The shooter in this case. Now, it's on the record that the evidence shows that the co-defendant is the actual shooter per the state's case, and that's on page 6. Okay, so as far as putting a gun in Bortlen's hand, the state now already threw that theory out the way. Okay, it's on record. Even if they came back at trial and say, no, he is the shooter, they done said a lot on record. That's why I say everything that's said in court can be used later on. Now, most important piece of evidence, according to ASA Bradley, is cell phone records of YNW Melly, which they're saying is a 9807, and victim 1. This is on page 7 of the Arthur's transcript. Now, as I stated in my last video, did they prove who actually had the phone at the time of the murders? Okay. Now, I know, Truth Team, a lot of y'all going to say, well, they showed the videos in the phone. Cool and all. That man, I'm going to give it to y'all, definitely showed ownership to the mind. However, was any of those videos recorded at the time of the murders, though? Okay. And I know y'all going to jump to the points of the calls. That's not this video. We're going to get to that. However, did they show who physically had that phone at the time of the murders? Y'all let me know in the chat. All right. Now, again, to my opinion, even in 2019, the sole suspect was YW Melly, and all evidence must lead to that defendant. Now, not saying it's wrong, okay? Because that's the point of building your case. When you have your suspect, if the facts are facting, you build your case to prove without a reasonable doubt or beyond, let me use the right word, beyond a reasonable doubt, this is the person. But that's the difference between building your case and tunnel vision to close a case. Now, T-Mobile records can show the environment the phone is in. And that's on page 7 also of the transcript said by ASA Bradley. And this is what it says. These particular cell phones, which are both iPhone 10, were on the T-Mobile network. And so T-Mobile has a very interesting feature where it will tell you the environment the cell phone is in. All right. Per ASA Bradley own words on record. Okay. And I know I put record, but anyway, okay. On page 7, this is what it says. So from the cell phone records, I can tell you the exact, y'all, moment Jamel Demons got out of the car at the stage drive-by shooting location because his phone goes from mobile, which had been from the entire time that he left the recording studio without stopping, and it never gets out of stationary until they get to the scene of the shooting where it occurred. Remember, exact moment. All right? I'm like, tell me more. Okay? Y'all want to know more? Let me know in the chat. So that's why I can tell Your Honor with great certainty and competence that the drive-by shooting was staged outside of the Jeep Compass at the corner of Pembroke Road and US 27 at 4:01 a.m. I'm going to say, to be honest, 4:01 is the exact time for sure. You know, normally even numbers is like the go-to, but 4:01 seems precise to me. What about y'all? Let me know in the chat. I think these words is going to mean a little differently on the next slide, but with great certainty and competence. ASA Bradley, page 7. Why y'all think I'm highlighting that? Y'all know? I wonder if y'all really was listening to the last video or not. But for time purpose, I'm going to keep going. Question, okay? Would you believe ASA Bradley and her proffer of facts to the court, meaning when she was at the Arthur hearing, okay, she's talking, or any hearing, that's a proffer of facts. She's at that time the lead ASA on the case, right? Or B, Detective Moretti's sworn statement to the court for a search warrant. And I need y'all to put that in the chat. If you would believe ASA Bradley, put an A. If you would take Detective Moretti words, sworn words, put a B. Okay? Run up the check. Put an A, B. I don't want to see no C's. I don't want to see, I don't know. Pick one. There are only 2 options. ASA Bradley, which is A, or Detective Moretti, which is B. I'm going to give y'all a few seconds. All right. Now, while y'all putting y'all A's and B's in the comments, remember, per ASA Bradley and Detective Moretti, the cell phone records is key to this case. And in my opinion, if that's my strongest evidence, my main evidence in a, hell, it don't even got to be a murder case, but especially if it's a death penalty double homicide case, no room for errors. Detective Moretti, this is part of his affidavit for a search warrant, okay? I'm going to read it for y'all. T-Mobile cell phone records, CDR, also show that Demons was mobile, moving in a vehicle from 3:20 hours through 4:03 hours on October 26, 2018. This was consistent with video evidence obtained in this case. Then at 4:03 hours, the CDR indicated that Demings was outside the vehicle, as the CDR record stated the environment was outdoor stationary. This location was then later determined to be the crime scene. It should be noted that the original crime scene identified by Henry was a false location. This investigation revealed that Henry intentionally lied to this investigator and others to deceive and mislead the investigation in an attempt to hide the incriminating truth pertaining the homicides of Thomas and Williams. Then again, at 4:04 hours, Demings was mobile in a northern direction on US 27. This evidence was according to cell phone records for Demings provided to this detective by Team Mobile. At 4:06 hours, the gray Jeep Compass was traveling east on Pines Boulevard. These same cell phone records show the cell phone on Demings and Williams moving around the area west of I-75 and Pembroke Pines at 4:25, prior to entering the hospital at 4:35. The records of Demings also indicated a departure from the vehicle at 4:32. Now, this is a couple things, okay? In a proffer to the court in the Arthur hearing, we heard a time of 4:01 a.m. staging of the drive-by. According to the sworn affidavit provided by Detective Moretti, Melly, allegedly, right? Because they're saying that's who has the phone, did not get out the car till 4:03. Frames is still, again, not right. What got me is they're using the same alleged information, though, right? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the chat. Are there two separate records being referred to in 2019? As you can see the sign, and it says, I, Detective Mark Moretti, having been duly sworn, say that the facts contained herein are true and correct to the best of my knowledge, information, and belief. Now, I will say this. In most cases, this is how police officials get away with, quote unquote, misinformation in affidavits, right? Because they kind of have like what you would call immunity, right? However, if you are reading from actual documents, right, that was provided to you as evidence, how are you going to put incorrect information? According to your affidavit, right, it says, according to the cell phone data, this is the timestamps. So I don't know if immunity will still apply in that or not. Just want to put that out there. Now, also, this transcript, Arthur transcript, right, was filed by the defense for Bortlen on August 29, 2019. So again, it's still 2019. The thing is this. What are they looking at that's different to where Moretti says Melly didn't get out the car until 4:03 a.m. and Bradley saying it was 4:01 a.m. And for those who love to say, oh, you're saying that because you're a fan of Melly. No, I'm a fan of the law. And although to regular people, that really tomatoes, okay, too many difference is very important in a criminal case when you're already using circumstantial evidence to prove a timeline. That 2 minutes is important, right? Because again, how can you get back past the camera in 2 minutes after if you staging a drive-by? Now, mind you, their theory is the two people on the left-hand side of that car had to get out the car, shoot up the car, get back in the car, and leave. Come on now. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Did Detective Moretti provide false details on his affidavit for a search warrant, or did ASA Bradley? What y'all think? Now, for those who don't know, this was for, again, the search warrant for the phone belonging to allegedly Melly, ending in 9807. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. But wait a minute. Like I was saying, the timeline is off. I said it yesterday, even before looking at the Arthur hearing transcripts. It's off. Because again, if allegedly Melly gets out the car at 403, how is he seen back on video at 406, allegedly in the same car? Like, I know people got to be quick, but that's too quick. When it took 10 minutes to even get to the location from that same camera, right? Or am I tripping? And then with Bradley saying 401, how accurate are these cell phone records? Now, I've been saying it because it's no way we got to hold that much accuracy to records when one of the victims' phone ain't even in the area, right? Or one of the co-defendants possibly could have had the phone. Like, it's too many what ifs, but at the same time, the value is supposed to be low or like solid because that's the narrative of the story. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Like I said, y'all, something don't add up. Because back in April of 2023, the defense did file a motion to suppress evidence obtained from the T-Mobile warrant and request for an evidentiary hearing. However, Judge Murphy declined it or denied it. Okay. Now, according to the denial, it said the defendant alleges after deposing witness Felicia Holmes, there's new evidence proving that Detective Mark Moretti knowingly and intentionally or with reckless disregard for the truth made a false statement in his T-Mobile search warrant affidavit, without which the magistrate would not have found probable cause to issue the search warrant. Now, what did they actually point out? That's going to be another video. But nevertheless, just my own findings pointing out the times is off, for sure. Now, again, may not mean a lot to some, but times being off when you're reading from subpoenaed records, a little sticky. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. And for those who don't know, evidentiary hearing can be referred to as a Frank's hearing. And again, the purpose is if evidence is seized pursuant to a search warrant or while serving an arrest warrant, then a criminal defense attorney might move to suppress that evidence in a Frank's hearing named after the requirements set out, okay, in Franks versus Delaware. Can't tell you personally which one it is. Somebody ain't right, though, whether it's Detective Moretti or ASA Bradley. Somebody ain't right, because if you're reading, again, from the same documents, how are you coming up with different times? But are y'all really ready for the conversation or not? Because I've been peeping out as I've been dropping videos just to see the temperature y'all at. Some of y'all are coming along to look at the thing from the law standpoint. A lot of people are still looking at it personally. None of this is personal. I'm not personally involved. I do, right, have a curiosity for corruption in the legal system. In this case, in my opinion, now this is my opinion, something ain't right in the water. But are y'all ready for the conversation? Comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend to pull up on your girl Mickey Truth.
Free Young Thug, free Melly, man, free Borland, free Deezy McDuffie for staying quiet. 803, baby. Free my daddy, man. Free D-Rose, man. Chicago said he ain't do it. Free my little cousin out of Richland County. Hey, it's your girl Mickey Truth. Free all the unjustly convicted, man. If law enforcement broke the law to get the conviction, they innocent. These cops playing a dirty game, but that ain't justice, man. No matter what you go through, do what you got to do and conquer the world.